Hey, I'm Pastor Cecile Abba, a counselor by profession from Let's Chit Chat UK. This is the right space to explore real-life issues affecting real people. We provide professional counseling to individuals, couples, organizations, schools, church, and others. Follow, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Let's Chit Chat UK.
Hello everyone, great to have you on board once more tonight. This is Let's Chit Chat. I'm Pastor Cecile. Very great to have you, and I have my two co-hosts tonight. What an excellent night. Richard, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
You've started proceedings beautifully. Brother Richard, coming present and correct for tonight's proceedings. A warm welcome to viewers, one and all. Prepare for fireworks.
Excellent. Pastor Enoch?
Yeah, my name is Enoch, and we are here to chit chat, and we hope that we are all going to join together and chit chat.
Good, brilliant. We are happy to have you. Please share, follow, and subscribe. This is Let's Chit Chat. You know, our space is a space where we discuss real issue for real people. So tonight's topic is, if your partner's jealousy becomes too intense and excessive, what would you do? Do you have a partner who is out there, is just cannot let you breathe? Is literally, or she is literally on your neck constantly, all the time? As you know, relationship is at the beginning of every relationship. Everyone wants to know that their partner loves them. They're checking on them. They are a bit jealous. They want to know where they've been, what they're doing, have they eaten. But at which point do you realize that this is a bit too much than just checking on you? Richard, if you have a partner, if your wife is intensively jealous, how would you cope with that? What said you? The platform is yours.
It's an interesting one. Jealousy, that one-eyed, green-eyed monster. It can really put the spanner in relationships. But at the same time, what is a good, healthy relationship without a touch of jealousy? After all, you'd like to think that there are a good number of men or women who are interested in your loved one, your partner. But at the same time, there should be that bedrock of trust, that you come first and it's vice versa. I think when it comes to the jealousy stakes, unless you prove me wrong, I think women are oftentimes, generally speaking, I say, very or more likely to be jealous compared to a man. So we're going to look into how we can overcome this. Brother Enoch, jump in before she jumps on me.
Oh wow, Mr. Richard, thank you, mommy. Thank you. It's such a interesting topic, as Mr. Richard said, and it's very interesting. But he first started with women being high, having jealousy. Their intent for jealousy is very high. But I wouldn't agree with him though. But it's almost true. But I wouldn't agree. You know, I think jealousy is very good when it comes to relationship. From my point of view, I think it shows some kind of caring or love. But as he said, the excessive use of it or excessive doing it, it makes it really bad. So we are going to ponder on it.
Brilliant. So Richard has said jealousy is good. My son, Pastor Enoch, has said jealousy is good, but when it becomes too intense, then it's difficult. Now, we know that, at least from a little experience, I know that any person who is jealous, once a person is jealous, they tend to become abusive, they tend to become controlling, they tend to become miserable, they tend to become very, very possessive, And it's very unhealthy. The relationship becomes unhealthy because literally one partner will not be able to confidently be themselves. So if you have a partner who does not allow you to confidently be yourself or happily be yourself because they are checking on you, they want to know where you've been, who you're talking to, where you are going. How do you deal with that as a man or as a woman? How do you deal
Well,
with that?
I think one of the things we're going to have to explore, we have to explore, is a, a case, or the case of no smoke without fire. I
Okay.
mean, if we assume, and we don't have to, but if we assume that the woman, uh, in some cases the man, was married, and when they got married and when they entered the relationship, and as it developed, can we assume that jealousy was not at the forefront of these relationships? So then the question has to be asked: why did a partner become so jealous? Maybe there's a reason: infidelity, skulking around, excessive flirting, uh, affairs, uh, various things could have come into the equation to make to make that person jealous. Maybe, quote unquote, too jealous. But surely a little bit of compassion and empathy needs to come into the equation. What say you, brother Enoch?
Okay, before Brother Enoch takes Pastor Enoch takes over, just 1 minute, Richard, which I'm going to put this question to the two of you. You are saying that because of all these things that you're listed, but is there not any sign or any inch of trust in that relationship? Because obviously, if you are becoming excessively jealous about your partner, meaning that there's no trust, there's lack of trust, and these things, I believe that sometimes they start at the beginning, but so we tend to close our blind eye and we think, oh, because my partner loves me, and obviously when we are together, she or he will change. This is just a sign of affection. So you take it as if they really love you, they really care for you, hence why they are with you. Is it not when you are now together, is it not lack of trust? Pastor Enoch, what do you think? Because if they still are jealous to that level, do they mean that they trust you at all? Is there any trust in that relationship, Pastor Enoch?
Thank you, mommy. I wouldn't say there's no trust in the relationship. If I'm able to ask you, where have you eaten? What do you want to eat? And these kind of things, and you have no problem with it. Why would you have problem when I ask you that, oh, who called you? Where did you go, or where are you coming from? So I think it's like if you accept that, unless Mr. Richard will make me understand certain things. If if you accept the caring of the person, and you will not call it an excess caring, you don't have excess caring when it comes to the person showing you the love, the person asking you, you are well-being, and
So,
you
so
don't
you,
call
Pastor Enoch,
me.
so you, I'm not stopping you. So you mean to tell me
Mm-hmm,
that asking me or asking somebody, have you
mm-hmm.
eaten? How are you? Is the same as if, where have you been? Who have you spoken to? What time did you left this place? Tell me a bit more. I need to know. I need to know.
Mommy, why don't we consider that also as a caring? Why don't we also consider that as caring? If the person asks you like, have you eaten and these kind of things, when it comes to this, you accept it, and you can tell boldly to your friends and how caring your husband is. He checks on you if you have eaten and these kind of things. Why don't you accept it when your husband asks you where have you been? Maybe the person is also showing concern about your well-being. Maybe you have gone out. You told your husband that, or your wife that, oh, honey, darling, I'm going out. I won't be back for some time. And you gave the person the actual time that you be coming, and the person called back. after the time has reached, and the person keep on calling you, will you say the person doesn't trust you? That's why the person is calling you? No, it might be that the person also is showing a kind of concern. So it depends how you assess the situation when it comes to saying that somebody is jealous.
Wow. Pastor Enoch, we have Oba, who says, yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. So they agreeing with you that excessive checking on your partner is scaring. Richard, what do you think? Unhealthy relationship comes with jealousy. So jealousy is very unhealthy in every and any relationship, considering that once you implant the sign of jealousy in a relationship, you make the other partner feel anxious. You make them feel, it's unhealthy. You make them feel tired. So at which point do you realize that this is obsessive? It's not just about checking. You said you meant to be here 2 o'clock. It's now gone back 2 o'clock. You're not here. What's going on? Richard, what do you think? Because there are many men and many women, as a matter of fact, who have very excessive partners who are really jealous out there, and they don't know what to do with them, and they are worried. They might be coming home and looking for the next which excuse to give to their partner, because it's going to be checking, where have you been, what have you done, who have you spoken to, show me your phone. What do you think, Richard?
I was waiting for my time. I want to ask you, are you the jealous type, Sister Cecile? Because when I hand the phone, the proverbial microphone over to Brother Enoch, you interject.
I
And then
interject
when it's
because
time for you to
I
speak,
had
you
a
keep
question
speaking.
which I wanted to put in. That's why I
You put
interjected.
it in, and I'm
But you have
waiting for you to put in something to me.
I've put in something to you, Richard. What do you think?
Are you the jealous type, Sister Cecile?
I don't see any reason to be. Do you?
You've never been jealous.
Richard, it's not about me. There are people out there who really have excessive jealous partner. It might be a woman who is really jealous and the husband is not breathing, or the fiance is not breathing. It might be a man who is really jealous and the wife is not allowed to breathe. So I need you to tell us, what do you think? When is it that become enough checking on someone? You said you're coming at 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. You're not here. Pastor Enoch says it's excess, is care, is caring. It's the same way as you will
I
ask.
think I think in everything you need to have balance. Brother Enoch raised a very interesting point about somebody asking about your whereabouts or what time you're coming home. That can absolutely be about care and concern. Uh, there's a balance because it can go to the extreme where it becomes a burden and it becomes a case of not trusting the partner. But as I said, there were many cases where from the outset of a relationship, you'll have two partners caring for each other, in love, falling in love, standing up in love, and things change and develop. They can change and develop. And that's when communication is key, trust is key. And when you find that one person is under pressure and feeling the burden, you've got to come together and talk about it, because you don't want to see your partner shriveling in the corner or not becoming as communicative as they used to be. That's absolutely stark, staring obvious. I've got a scenario uh, where I might just save that for a little later in the show. But balance is absolutely key, I think. Um, you don't want partners being fearful, uh, and I think that's really key. Jealousy is something that doesn't come naturally or easily to me. So I find this a very interesting conversation in terms of experiences. I mean, Brother Enoch, have you had experiences where parishioners have come to you with concerns over a jealous partner?
Yeah, Mr. Richard, I will say yes, and practically sometimes when I sit down, like when we used to have girlfriends, and it's like always you want to check up on the person. Maybe the person might feel like, oh, this guy, why is your guy? Don't trust you, and this kind of stuff. But always I tell the person that, okay, if I don't call you, if I don't ask you, I don't ask you that have you eaten and these kind of things that I was talking about. How will you feel also? These same people will come to you again and so your husband is not caring at all. He doesn't care. Imagine that you are flirting with somebody and your husband doesn't talk about it. How will you feel? Imagine that you are into certain relationship and it's like your wife doesn't care about it. Is it what we call trust? Yeah, there are so many instances where people has come with such issues. But I always tell people that it depends on where you coming from. As you were starting, you started with that maybe it's like the excessive use of it. Maybe anytime that you are not with a partner, the person will call you, you are not here and those kind of things, complaining. Me, I will not put the word much jealousy, right? I will say that excessive complaining of some kind of behaviors, and when it doesn't stop, then you know that this relationship is abusive, or how we will call it.
Richard said earlier on that the person might be jealous because they feel like the partner is cheating. They may be seeing other women. So if you feel like your partner is teaching or seeing other men or other women, wouldn't it be just natural to come to them and say, you know what, sweetheart, I think there's a third person in this relationship. There's something that is happening that I need to know. Why wouldn't you come out and sit down like two mature adults and discuss it? But to rather take the roots of being jealous, calling excessively, checking where they are, checking where they go. What do you think? Wouldn't Richard, you're the one who brought it that it might be that unfaithfulness has come in. If unfaithfulness has come in, wouldn't you naturally speak to your partner about it than
I
to
think
go that route?
I think that would be a fair shout. I'm just listening, and the feeling associated with jealousy is it's quite unusual. So it's an interesting discussion. The word that's crossing my mind is that word insecurities. So let's park that and look at insecurities. If one has certain doubts about one's partner, let me throw this possible scenario into the equation. Would you think it fair to look at a partner's phone for telephone messages, text messages, so on and so forth, because one is jealous and insecure? If there's no problem, there shouldn't be a problem with looking at your partner's phone. Am I right?
You're very right. To me, that is one of the attributes. I will classify jealousy as insecurity. It's a big sign of insecurity. It's a big sign of low self-esteem. So you will be insecure about yourself. You will be insecure about the relationship. You will be questioning yourself if you're good enough for that partner or for that husband or partner or fiance or whatever. Then that will lead you to behave like that. But if you are confident in yourself and confident at least in the relationship that you are in, you will have no reasons to actually portray excessive. I'm talking about excessive jealousy. I'm not sure. We every human being is jealous in one way or the other. But when it becomes excessive, then it's a problem. So it's a sign of low self-esteem, inferiority, worried, anxious, questioning if they are good enough. So it turns into control. That way, you're looking for ways to control the person or to reaffirm that relationship, or at least for the person to reaffirm the relationship that
I'm
or solidified you.
I'm waiting for you to answer the question
I've answered the question.
regarding the telephone. I remember. Do you remember a TV series called Dallas?
I do actually very well. I used to watch it from time to time, although I don't have vivid memories. I do.
Do you remember a guy called J.R. Ewing, played by the great Larry Hagman?
Yeah.
Many a time, this wealthy Earl Baron, he had an eye for the ladies, and his wife became jealous, insecure, uh, suspicious of big J.R. Ewing. And oh, as day follows night, he was seeing other women. She did go on to have a alcoholic problem. Now, did the alcohol come before the uh, 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 tough times, or did the tough times come and then the alcohol started to kick in? Who's to tell? But would she have been absolutely within her rights to go looking at his phone in his presence or out of his presence just to ease her concerns? After all, if there was no smoke and there was no fire, everything would be okay. However, if she did delve and find a few things that would be not looking too good on Mr. Ewan's part, would she have been in her right to be jealous? My question again to both of you and those out there, would you feel it's okay to look at your partner's phone? After all, if there's no problem, then this will ease his or her mind substantially to not see any behind the curtain texts. What say you?
Okay, I will ask Pastor Enoch to speak first before I come in. Pastor Enoch.
Thank you, Mr. Richard, and thank you, Mommy. It's very interesting question, Mr. Richard. No, why would you have a problem when we say that the two has become one? So why is that your bank account, your joint bank account is okay for you guys to be able to go into it and withdraw money together? By your phone, you have a problem when your husband or your wife takes your phone.
Mm.
One guy that I talked to, it was about he was dating this lady, and anytime that he collects the lady's phone, it's like a war in the house.
Hmm?
The way the lady will be in hurry to get the phone back. And I said, then that means that there is something fishy about this relationship. Yeah, and if, like as I was saying, if we can share accounts, we can do everything together. What prevents us from using phone together? What prevents me from taking your phone, going through your phone, watching movie, even answering your call? We are
Wow.
we are one. So I shouldn't have problem when somebody call me and my wife take my call and say, "Oh, my husband is bathing, my husband is eating, or my husband is doing that." There shouldn't be any problem. Unless you are doing something that you don't want your wife or your husband to know of. There must be transparency in any relationship. People must be that they are from different backgrounds and they have come together and they have become one person. So if we accept each other as wife and husband, why don't we accept each other's phone as our own? So, Mr. Richard, I think there is nothing wrong with my wife or my lady taking my phone and going through my phone if I don't have anything to hide. The
Sir,
moment you try, yeah.
go ahead.
No,
The
the
moment,
moment that you try to, prevent these things, this comes by mistrust. It starts bringing out problems. The person begins to suspect you. When you go out, the person begins to call you. So you said there is no smoke without fire. Then that means that there's something that is going on. So in my point of view, we should allow our wives and our husband to go through our emails, to go through even our scriptures, to go to everything, to go through our pockets when we come back to work. They should be able to search everything because we
Wow.
have nothing to hide.
wow,
Thank you.
I've got to join you with that. Wow, Sister Cecile, I've got to join you with that. Wow, it's a double wow for me and you. Wow,
Wow.
that's telling us.
Wow. This leave me
Woo.
speechless. Wow. To come to what Richard has said, jealousy is a cause of breakup in a relationship. Is a cause of destroying a perfect relationship, if there's such thing as a perfect relationship, normal relationship, if there's such thing as a normal relationship, just simply destroying a relationship at all. Jealousy, to me, I feel. Now, you brought in an issue where obviously the husband eyed a woman and ended up going out with the woman, and the wife ended up becoming alcoholic. Of course, if you use jealousy as a way of wanting to know what your husband or your wife is doing, that will not leave you indifferent, because it's a very unhealthy relationship, and anything that is unhealthy has precaution. It will bring in anxiety, it will bring in addictions, it will bring in stress, it will bring in inferiority, it brings in all sorts of feelings in you, because you simply don't feel confident or comfortable in that relationship, and you don't trust that person anymore. So to say or per se, obviously the jealousy will start first, and then the problem will add on top of it. But nevertheless, in terms of having a partner whom I feel something is happening, and they hiding something away from me, or they actually gone outside the relationship and are finding pleasure or meeting someone else, I don't think the best way for me is to be aggressive. I might be jealous, but I will not bring it out as a sign of jealousy. I will definitely confront them and tell them, okay, I think something is happening and I need to know. Therefore, it's your response that will make me act or react. So I will go to you. I will not go and trying to take your phone and trying to go and dig into your phone and trying to crack the password. I will not go into your pocket and trying to track your pocket and trying to dig in and see what's going on. I wouldn't bother going to your computer and trying to crack the password, but I will come to you and say, I think this is happening and I need to know. Is at that point, then I might ask you to give me your phone so I can check if I feel like what you're telling me is not truth. I might then ask you, okay, can I check your phone to confirm what you're saying? But if you said, okay, I'm not going to give you your phone, I will not make an issue of it. I will not make a big deal out of it. I will just simply know that there's something that is happening and you're definitely hiding something away from me. As simple as that. But
I've
I
got
will,
2 points.
yes, please go ahead.
I've got 2 points. It's an eye opener. This old phone scenario and situation. There's the small matter of privacy and personal rights and boundaries. I would suggest you may have your phone, and as far as I'm concerned, whether I'm suspicious or not, I repeat, whether I'm suspicious or otherwise, I would not really want to be entertaining or believing myself to have the right to look and ask for your phone in your presence or away
Richard,
from you. You may
I
have some
said,
communication. I've started, so I'll finish. Can I finish?
finished.
me see, madam.
Because
You
it
may
looks
have,
as if you have misunderstood me. But carry
no,
on.
I'm making a point. It's not that I've misunderstood you. I'm making a particular point whereby Brother Enoch was saying that by all means, look at the phone if you have nothing to hide. But I believe that privacy and boundaries come into the equation, and you may have some private conversation between yourself and a church brother or a sister or a friend. A friend may have shared some correspondence with you that is personal, of a private nature, and your partner happens to come across it whilst scrolling through and searching your phone. That may be something that is simply private. You don't know where that can pop up. And on that basis alone, I would be a little uncomfortable at encouraging people to look at their partner's phone, or feeling suspicious if the partner says, with all due respect, I don't think that I will let you answer my phone calls or check my text messages. And the second point I would like to put into the mix of this interesting, very interesting discussion, and I'd love to hear what people out there, subscribers and viewers, make of this. Can jealousy be a positive thing?
Well, if I'm, Pastor, no, go ahead.
Mr. Richard, before we come to the question that you put up, what I would say is that will we doing something hide something from our eyes? When your hand is doing something, will it hide from the eyes? Or will you when you are eating food, will you hide your stomach from the food? So I'm saying that in case we are married, we are one. And I'm still standing on it. We are one. So let's come back to the religious even aspect of it. Christ says that we are one. We are one with Christ. So now when he's doing something, he won't hide it from us. That is oneness. That is what we call oneness. So if we are one, and I pick your phone and you're telling me that, you are digging into I have privacy, I have boundaries. In this kind of situation, what is this boundary about? Boundary of hiding your phone from your lady, or boundary of hiding stuff from your guy or your man? If you are married, you shouldn't suspect, like there shouldn't be any even suspicion. So allow things to flow. Why don't you just let the person, as you are one, and you can wear the person shirt and showing that, oh, he's my guy and this my king, and this one will write my queen. But when it comes to phone, my enemy, and you to my enemy. No, I'm saying that if indeed people trust each other or they are in relationship, there must be, okay, supposing somebody has a bad head and the person is hiding the health issue from the wife. And the wife, I know that, oh, if my husband is touching the stomach, maybe my husband is hungry. Meanwhile, the person is dying. It's because you have not let the person know things concerning you. So the person won't take you to hospital and you might die. But when there's no passcode on your stomach, when there's no passcode on your stomach and your wife can just come and pick you to the hospital, you might leave. So I'm saying that when things concerning married people, let everything, there shouldn't be any boundary. There shouldn't be any privacy. Thank you.
Well, I will touch on what Pastor Enoch just said, and I'm going to what Richard said. I think jealousy in every relationship is bad. It's not healthy. It's not good. It can bring in lack of trust, isolation, even in the other partner. It can bring in defense behavior. You can start defending yourself unnecessarily because someone asks you a question, where have you been? You automatically thinking that they think you've been somewhere we should not have been. So it gets to a stage where you will not be able to reply questions naturally because in your mind, you're thinking they're suspecting me or having done something wrong or having done something that I should not have done. So it's not a healthy behavior. And again, I will go with what so that's the question about should we share everything. I will go with what Richard said about jealousy. Yes, it's not good. Then I'll go with what Pastor Enoch said about sharing everything. There's a level of privacy that each individual needs to have. It's not really necessary about because you are in a relationship and you are going outside the relationship. But if not, there's a level of privacy. You might have your phone. Your mom might have texted you about family issue that you don't want to share with your partner. You might have a friend who might have intimate relationship in their marriage that you feel like, although I have a partner, but I don't want to open my friend relationship to my partner because it's private to them. My partner now are one, but that friend and my partner are not one. So they might have come to me and they expect me to keep their problem to myself, and I will not go and open it up to my partner because obviously my partner might have her best friend, which she might go and open up there about this other person relationship. There are many things that you need to create boundaries. So really not leaving your phone to your partner's disposal is not necessary because you're not one. It's because you might have other people's private information which you cannot share with your partner. And as a woman again, and as a woman again, and speaking as a woman, maybe men, you will tell me otherwise. I'm speaking as a woman. We women want to know everything that our husband are doing, our fiancés are doing. And then if our husband is talking to a couple who has a problem and they confide in our husband or fiancé, then you happen to let it go to your wife. Women have different behavior. That woman, your wife, might have a problem with that other woman, and you don't know how they're going to be looking at that other woman just because they know their private life. They can think they're superior of them. They can think they're better off, or they can start judging them indirectly. They will not obviously tell you that they're judging that person, but the fact that they know too much about that other couple, they can feel as if they are in advantage to that couple. So obviously you have to.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, sister, I think you may have got it topsy-turvy. I think you're actually agreeing with me regarding the boundaries and privacy, whereas you're agreeing with Brother Enoch regarding the jealousy being a negative thing, and the two becomes one is no problem. But I think it's a very interesting point that you're raising, Sister Cecile, and I would love to hear Brother Enoch's feedback. I would put in a caveat in terms of the benefits of jealousy. After all, the Bible does teach that God is a jealous God, does it not? And I would put it further to you that in relationships, some relationships, a man or a woman, when jealous, when put in the position where they feel that their man or woman may be looking elsewhere, they may up their game. They may dress up a little more. They may be a little more sensual, find more time for their partner, find more time to listen to their partner, to talk with their partner, to spend time with their partner, and to encourage therein their partner to desire them even more, thus creating new, healthier dynamics between a couple who, after all, did start off on the right foot. Am I right?
Pastor Enoch, you go first, please.
I'll say that, yeah, the solution that Mr. Richard has brought up is very nice and is very interesting. But here's the case whereby, let's say, when you try to show caring, this same person will, let's say, call this as a jealousy. Maybe in your mind or in your heart, that's not what you meant. But the person might take it wrongly because maybe the person know that you are that jealous type of person. So in that case, how are you going to approach this person for instance? Because the person has already made up the mind that, oh, you are jealous. Anything you brought up, oh, you are jealous. You see, we first started by saying that there is no smoke without fire. So something might have happened before this jealousy thing came up. And there are people that when you keep on, let's say, confronting them about the same issue, instead of them to sit down with you for proper discussion, they will also consider this type as jealous. So I think in my point of view, what I will say about this situation, Mr. Richard, is that mommy once said that there must be a constructive communication. We must be able to tolerate like each other's view for us to come up with a solution. For instance, when Mr. Richard said God is a jealous God and this kind of thing, it's true. But when we come to God and we reason with God, God understands us. So I think the best thing is that allow the person to, bring out what is inside of them. Because anytime that I come up with something and you call me, you tell me that, oh, you are jealousy, you tell me that you complain and this kind of thing. You might tell me, you are telling me, oh, keep your feelings. I must be able to speak up. Through jealousy, you will be able to know what is inside of me. You are hurting me and you are saying that I shouldn't speak about it. I should have the freedom to tell you, oh, my lady, this time around, why should somebody come to your house? Maybe I'm not with you. Maybe I have traveled, and somebody, a male person, visiting you at night. And when I ask you that, why is that this time? And you are saying that, oh, you are so man cannot visit me. You are jealous and those kind of things. No, thank you, mommy.
Well,
I know mommy is coming in.
Pastor, from what Richard just said, we just said about jealousy being a good spice in every or any relationship, and I will start by saying that there are some jealousy that are good spice in every relationship. There's some people who are jealous, but they're very passively jealous. They don't speak about it, they act about it, and their partner might not even know that they're jealous because they don't open up and talk about it, but they're very passively. A passive jealous person sometimes is very dangerous because you don't know that they're jealous, but they are actually very jealous. But at the same time, what Richard was saying earlier on, that jealousy can be good in a relationship. I will say a caring jealousy can be healthy in a relationship, not an excessive, not a controlling, not an abusive, not a passive one, because even passive one is even dangerous as well as verbal one. So a caring jealousy might bring up a woman to up themselves, change the way they appear, look attractive to their husband, change the way
And
they
vice
dress.
versa.
Yeah, vice versa. Same with a man as well. A caring, jealous man might bring him to kind of adapt a bit, change himself a bit, look suitable, look appropriate, look dignified to whoever they marry to or they are with, because it's a healthy. It's good to learn from other people. So I would call that a learning curve, because you are
Absolutely. Give
learning
more
from.
attention. Yes,
Exactly.
give more attention to your partner. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So
That
that
can go
one,
a long way.
it could go a long way to maintain a relationship.
Oh
But
yeah.
when he's jealous as aggressive behavior, obsessive behavior, controlling phone or really being a passive jealousy, because passive jealousy is just as bad. If you're a passive jealous, a woman or man, you see your husband talking to someone or your wife talking to someone, you might not say anything, but you behave in a way that the person will feel uncomfortable talking to people. You might not say anything verbally, but you might move away and go. That alone will torture them mentally because they don't know what you're thinking. They always find themselves at the defensive of having to explain themselves. Oh, I was talking to this sister because she said this. Oh, I was talking to, that is just, it's a bad jealousy. The husband might not know what they're doing, but they are buying into that spirit because it's also bad spirit. You might not be talking, but you might be acting. You might become very quiet. You might become very reticent, very reluctant. And then the person, you're now bringing the person to always come and report themselves to you all the time, which is
I think the
also.
longer, yes, the more that I hear the discussion, because I feel like a student in this situation. I really do. And the more I hear what the both of your good selves are saying, and again, it'd be fascinating to hear what viewers and subscribers make of the discussion. One cannot but help come to the conclusion that jealousy should not sit comfortably in a healthy relationship. Certainly not excessive jealousy, where the words and practical elements such as aggressiveness and passive aggressiveness come into the equation. It's making me feel very uneasy. And I can only imagine how uneasy an individual would feel in such a situation. Counseling would definitely be the way to go. That's one route anyway. But before that, you really need to take all necessary attempts between you and your partner to sit down, to reason, to pray, and to spend time getting to know each other and to reassure each other that you are number one in both your eyes. Outside of that, there can only be trouble. A poem came to me that I would like to recite before. I don't know how long we've got in this
We
particular
were just
discussion.
closing. We overspend our time. You can go
Oh,
ahead. It's just
I'm going
1
to
minute
give
or
you
so. Yeah.
the opening salvos of a poem that came to my mind, and it's simply called Changes. I'm in the mood for changes. I want the hours to last. Real kisses, a slow dance. That hand that I can clasp. So why don't we speak? What's left to say? Am I so weak? Are you still there? Talking to a shadow in the corner of my mind. Are you just too busy? Or am I just so blind? Wake me after midnight. For you, I'd find the time. Hurry, hurry, pour on that water. For you're the reason, darling. Yes, you're the rhyme. Let's tackle jealousy by loving each other, loving ourselves, and being prepared to spend some quality time showing that we want to ravish each other with kisses, that slow dance, and that hand. No other hand will do. Yours comes first. Sister, brother, one love. Let's tackle that one-eyed monster in the best way possible. Love for each other by any means necessary.
Brilliant. That's very excellent. We lost Pastor Enoch, so he's back. Hopefully, he's going to give us his concluding statement before we can close. I think his internet is is not coming
I
up.
hope he's not jealous over us.
His internet
I,
is not coming up. He's trying to log in. So if you just tune in, this is Let's Chit Chat. Please share, follow, and subscribe us. This is a channel where we we discuss real issue for real people and real situation. Tonight we have been talking about excessive jealous. If you have a partner who is excessive jealous, what would you do? Pastor Enoch, we're coming to the concluding end. If you'd like to give us your final words about jealousy, excessive jealousy. I know your view is already that two have become one, and we all need to share everything. We need to share our phone, we need to share our handbag, we need to share our shoe, we need to share our shirt, we need to say the king and the queen, they love together. There's nothing to hide. Give us your concluding words.
Thank you, mommy. Thank you, Mr. Richard.
she's being
And
cheeky, Carry on, brother. She's being very cheeky. Mind you, there is some smoke and there's some fire there.
thank you, viewers out there. What I would say concern my conclusion is that we should give room for trust. Once you begin something with lies, it ends up with frustration and everything. The person might lose trust in you forever. So whatever that it is, even as mommy, you were giving us counseling that Mr. Richard was saying, if maybe it is a private thing, so you can't let your wife or your husband know. Let a person know that this is a private thing, right? I have something here that you can't touch it because it's between me and maybe my colleague workers and this kind of thing. There must be understanding. Tell the person what is happening in order not to create that intense jealousy that we are talking about. Let everything be open. As even the Bible said that let our yes be our yes and our no be our no. So if you don't want your partner to do certain things, confront the partner and tell the partner that, this thing, I don't want you to do it. It is a matured relationship. Marriage is a matured thing. So I think there should be that kind of belief. And even though the privacy that Mr. Richard and my mommy is talking about, I believe that. But also you must open up, tell the person why this is private. I'm not saying that communicate exactly what is inside the phone and everything, but at least let the person be aware that at this time of day, people call me for prayers. At this time of the day, so people chat me on this phone. So it's their private thing, so you can't go on my phone. If the person trusts you, it's fine. And sometimes your actions in the house will show that indeed what you are saying to your partner is the truth. So all that I will say that let understanding in every relationship, let understanding and truth work in that relationship. And there won't be any type of high intense jealousy. Thank you.
Brilliant. Richard, your final say?
Let love, respect, and understanding be the way forward. And again, we don't want excessive jealousy. Communication, more communication with dollops and bundles of love and affection with serious intentions. Am I right?
Brilliant. You heard the two gentlemen, honesty, openness, trust will reign in every relationship, and also boundary. Each and every one of us in every relationship, you need to create some boundary. You need to let your partner know what you think of them constantly. That will ease them in a way of not being jealous. You need to tell them what your position in life is, because some partners will let you complete in the dark, and you will have to carry on guessing what they think, what they feel, how they feel. So that will bring in the other partners to become jealous, unnecessary. But at the same time, for every jealous partner out there, it's not healthy, it's not good, it's not wise. It brings in stress, it brings in isolation, it brings in unnecessary disputes, it brings in someone not being comfortable being around you, defensiveness. They have to use some kind of mechanism to defend themselves all the time. So if you are jealous, like you heard my two co-hosts say, sit down with your partner, open up, be honest, share, tell them what you think, let them tell you what they think. There are triggers, there are things that will trigger jealous in every relationship. If you're doing something that will make your partner to be jealous and you're triggering that jealousy in them, then obviously they will be able to let you know what you're doing that caused them or brings them to be jealous. Then you can learn to stop it. So until then, please share, follow, and subscribe. This is Let's Chit Chat, and we hope that you have enjoyed the topic for tonight. Stay tuned, stay blessed.
Let's Chit Chat UK live stream. Hey, I'm Pastor Cecile Abba, a counselor by profession from Let's Chit Chat UK. This is the right space to explore real life issues